Thanks to the supporters of channel member Curtis Rothwell. Here we go then, boys and girls. Season 6 starts here. We have to go up this year, which means we have to start this season well. And we're starting it off facing the team that finished third, 2 points behind automatic promotion last season, and the team that beat us in the FA Trophy final. It doesn't get much more difficult than that to start a season. Hello and welcome to part 43 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have got the first 2 games of the new league season. We're away against Aldershot, the team that beat us in the FA Trophy final last year, and at home to Fylde, the team that finished third on 84 points, and will feel very hard done by that they didn't go up automatically. Also, incidentally, the team we beat on the last day of the league season. So we know they're beatable, and we also know the pain of almost getting automatically promoted and then losing in the playoffs. So fingers crossed they have a terrible season like we did last year. Media prediction-wise, they think we're destined to miss out on the playoffs again, which is very sad. Let's not let that happen, eh? I think we're going up as champions, provided we can bring in a few more players. We had a good transfer window yesterday. We sold, or by the time all is said and done, it'll be £500,000 off a player. We've got another £80,000 on the way out of the club. All players we signed last summer as well. So it shows just how good last summer's transfers were, even though we weren't able to shape them into a team until towards the end of the season. And we've brought in a lot of quality. We've brought in some quality, not a lot of quality, not enough yet. We're on a very small first team squad. This first team squad is almost as small as it was the year we had the transfer embargo. So we do need to bring in some more players, and we've got both of our starting centre-backs suspended for the first day as well. It's not the ideal time to go and play Aldershot again. The last time we played them was heartbreak. Fingers crossed, no heartbreak today. This is the team we're sending there. It's going to be French in goal. A back four of Kiezu, Williams, Colvin and Dixon Bonner. New Boy Muller and Magoma. Oh, Magoma's in midfield. He scored 2 wonder goals against Aldershot last year. We were so convinced he was leaving, and yet here he is. Beautiful stuff. And then Norris, Davidson and the new boys, Redfern and Isa are the attack. A lot of pressure on Mo Isa this year. Has turned 32 since arriving, much older than any player I'd ever normally sign. We're going to give him like 3 games before deciding we don't like him, and we're going to bring Tyler Goodram into the team, who we are paying a lot of money to, £850 a week for this young player. But we signed Isa first. We're going to give Isa first opportunity to bang in some goals, but realistically, he's not going to be able to play a high tempo game twice a week in this crazy start to the season that we always get in the National League. So we're going to be rotating the 2 of them pretty much from the word go. And we need more players, as you can see from that squad. But fingers crossed, we can start the season with a win. I think this is a better 11 than we put out there at Wembley the last time we played Aldershot. And of course, league-wise, we are in a run of 6 or 7 straight league wins. We finished last season really, really strong. I know we've lost a couple of key players since then. But I mean, the fact that Roberts is still here, I know he's not in the team. The fact that Roberts is still here is going to bode well for us, I hope, in keeping that run of form going. And that is not the start we had in mind. Oh dear. If we have another terrible season, at what point did the board lose patience with me? I mean, I've nearly finished my Continental Pro license. I've never done all the coaching badges at the first club of Non-League to Legend before. I don't think I've ever been at the first club for 6 seasons before. This is season 6. I've never got stuck in non-league for this long before. The board say they'll be happy with a mid-table finish, but I don't know. I mean, I guess they probably are. We saw in the summer, they're just happy for us to be making money, and I'm definitely making them money. So they're delighted with that. But we need some progress. We need a team to notice me now, because now we've overperformed for years and made the club loads of money. If you're a League 2, if you're a mid-table League 2 team, surely you're starting to look my way thinking, there's been a lot of players sold by Leamington this summer for a lot of money who are going into the Championship. What's that all about? And that should lead you to my door. So I suspect we might... oh, my phone's ringing. That's perhaps a club now trying to get me. It wasn't. It was somebody trying to sell me a house, which obviously we can't do until we get a new club. So that's no use. I can't remember what I was saying. I've been so rudely distracted. I have just noticed we are losing, though, which is Not ideal at all. Come on, boys. We cannot lose the first day of the new season. We were in such good form, and it's not even my fault the team has been ripped apart this summer, this time around. The circumstances have contrived against me. Gilks had to go. Roberts is still here. Johnson had to go. And then we've just upgraded players who were kind of fringe players and rotation players anyway. So team cohesion is still good. There's no excuse if we lose today. We've just got to sort ourselves out. Their goalkeeper looks like he's wearing the same kit as the outfield players. This might be my colour blindness playing tricks on me again. But I thought their centre-back had caught across then. Right, Norris to Chiesa. This could be the last time we see Norris playing for us. So if he could depart with a beautiful cross. Oh, Magoma's in. You know what he's like against this lot. But this time he doesn't have the wonder finish, but he always plays well against Aldershot. Redfern, the new boy, nodding it back to Dixon Bonner, who I think is destined for midfield again this year. It's where he was playing towards the end of last season when our form was good. Here's Mo Isa in for the first time in a Leamington shirt. He did get there in time, but the keeper got to him shortly after. And between the keeper and the defender, they did get it blocked. Yeah. We'll hold fire on judgment just at the moment. We do have other options up front. And like I said, when we signed him, Mo Isa is a cheap, risk-free option, really. If nothing else, he's got Championship and League One experience for years that he can pass on as part of a mentoring group to some of our younger players. This is not how the script for today's episode was supposed to go. I mean, it is a very, very, like I said, it's the most difficult start to the season we probably could have had. Arguably, two of the best teams, arguably the two best teams in the division. Straight up, start of the season when we haven't finished building our squad yet. But no excuses. We don't even have our first choice centre-backs, but no excuses. I am giving you some excuses, but I'm also saying no excuses. And that, when you are giving an excuse, is usually the get out of jail free card. We are being absolutely battered. I think what we're learning here is French might not be as good as Blair, and Colvin and Williams hopefully won't have to play at centre-back together too many times this season. This is, I mean, it feels like a problem. I'm not going to officially declare it a problem yet, but it is feeling like a problem. I think we're very light in midfield with Muller in there. We could really do with a midfielder or two in. And I don't think the changes we've made to the attack have had the impact we were hoping they would have. But most notable, this goalkeeper just doesn't look like the one. Maybe we go back to Blair. Always quite quick to change my goalkeepers around. Maybe we've been a little bit too quick to do it this time. What have we got on the bench? The entirety of the rest of our first team squad is the answer to that question. That's what we've got on the bench. So Occo Flex, Goodrum, Knowles, Livermore, Cairns. We're not going to bring Cairns on, I wouldn't have thought. He's another one who's in as a youngster that's kind of a backup. He was signed to be a backup. That is not a good debut. Mistake led to a goal. Yeah, don't I know it. Right, we are going to take off Norris. Occo Flex is going to come on and play on this left-hand side as an inside forward. And we're going to see if he's better on the left. Muller's going to come off for Livermore. I think we need to get the new boy Goodrum on as well. We'll bring him on as the attacking midfielder and just leave Isa on for now. Goodrum's equally comfortable playing as an attacking midfielder or a striker, so I don't mind bringing him on for his debut in a position I didn't necessarily plan to use him in, but when your squad is this small, everyone's going to play almost every game, and they're often going to play out of position. So unless we can suddenly find 4 or 5 new players fairly quickly, which is going to further wreck morale, he's going to play there a lot, I imagine. Williams with the header straight into the hands of the Aldershot. I still maintain centre-back, but apparently goalkeeper. And this has not been ideal. Isa to Redfern. It was a nice idea, but Occo Flex couldn't quite get there in time. Now Chiesa to Livermore and Magoma back to Livermore again. Goodrum seems to be linking things up quite nicely in the 2 minutes since he's been on the pitch. Occo Flex to Chiesa again. Can we have a cross from somebody, please? Livermore abides. There is the cross, and there's Marley Redfern. I'm so happy about it. I can't stop coughing. We've scored a goal. Huzzah for us. Let's have a look at it from the other angle. So Chiesa, cut it back to Livermore, and then Livermore with the in-swinger on his right foot. It's a lovely cross, perfectly placed for Redfern. And now I can pause and cough properly. I imagine it's too little too late, but at least it is a goal back. We'll encourage the team anyway. We'll tell them to go attacking. You never know. We might grab another consolation goal, and it won't look too bad then. Aldershot regularly beat us by the odd goal. If it ends 3-2, no one's going to think it's that much of a disaster. It's just, well, we lost to them at Wembley as well by 1 goal. It's fine to lose by 1 goal to Aldershot. They haven't embarrassed you too much, but they are on the attacking end here. Williams gets it clear, and Livermore's looked bright since coming on. Maybe I'm a little bit too quick to decide Livermore isn't the man to play in that playmaker role in midfield. Perhaps we need to give him a chance rather than going with a completely untried young player. Colvin's missed his header there. The keeper is absolutely in no man's land, and it's offside in the end, but Colvin looked awful. The keeper looked completely out of his depth. I don't really understand what's going on, because we know Ryan Colvin is a good defender. He didn't show it there, and now we've given away a penalty, and it goes from bad to worse. This is comically bad defending. The one bright point is that we know we've got 2 much better centre-backs to come into this defence and hopefully sort it out. But at the moment, what has been a strong point of ours for so very long, we've been pretty good defensively and a little bit weak going forward for years. We now we've looked bright in spells going forward, but defensively, it's been an absolute disaster. And it's not as if it's a bunch of strangers or new players or untried players. Williams and Colvin have probably played close to 200 games for the club between them. Dixon Bonner was played pretty much every game last year. And French has got Football League experience, recent Football League experience. Chiesa, we've just signed from the Football League. We spent money on him. There's no logical reason why that 5 players shouldn't be able to defend in the conference. That's exactly what we've seen today, and it has been hideous. Nice little early wake-up call for the season. We can't take things for granted just because we've turned into a player factory. And if any of these morons want their big move in the next 6 months, year or so, then they need to play an awful lot better than this. Because this has been rubbish for the first day of the season. Really, really bad. And now we play the best team in the division in 3 days' time. Tremendous. Right, a couple of changes for the Fylde game then. One of them enforced by the fact that Norris is no longer at the football club. He's gone to Sunderland for £80,000. They don't want to loan him back to us without us paying a stupid amount of money. So that's another one gone. £475,000 of players sold this summer. It's great. That is great for a non-league club. They would settle for mid-table and that every year, I am sure. We wouldn't. We are down to 17 first-team players now. The guy we're trying to sign still isn't in. Oh, can we hurry up with that, please? So, Occo Flex comes in on the left-hand side. We're going to play him as an inside forward off the left. To be fair, at the moment, that's his position to lose. Andrucci's the only other player in the squad capable of playing on that side. So, if we get an injury or lose Andrucci and lose Occo Flex, not quite sure what we do. We've gone from having loads of left-sided players to very, very few. So Occo Flex on the left. We've brought Goodrum in to play on the right. We're paying him £850 a week. We need to give him his first start. I'm not ready to give up on Isa yet. We can always swap Goodrum for Davidson. They can swap over Goodrum and Isa. Isa can play on either wing if need be. So we can move them around as the game goes on. And also Captain Tavares comes in to make his debut alongside Williams. Doesn't have a squad number yet, but does have an armband, which means Ryan Colvin, after that horrific mistake, drops down to the bench. I am keeping French in for now because I don't want to make a knee-jerk decision on a player who just over a year ago was playing in League Two for a full season as a first-choice goalkeeper. If he has too many more games like that one we've just seen, Sam Blair is back in. But let's submit this team. Give the squad number to Tavares as our new captain. It's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever had a player get the captain's armband before a squad number before, but there you go. I don't know how good Fylde are likely to be. If we lose this one as well, I am terrified about what this season has in store for us because the money started to come in too late. And by the time we had money to be able to compete for players, the players that we wanted had already gone. And now I think I'm being more picky than usual with the ones that are left. And I think at some point I just have to, similar to that summer when we signed Hendry, just go, right, okay, we're not trying to bring in players we can sell on for £250,000 now. We just need 5 players in the squad so that we can rotate and have some rotation level players in. It doesn't matter who they are. I think we'll probably reach that point sooner rather than later. But for now, I am still trying to bring in players who are better than what we've got rather than just players who will make up the numbers. Because we've got players who can make up the numbers in the youth team. Goodrum with the corner. Williams is there and his header is just over. We've not seen the goal-scoring exploits from Mo Isa that I was hoping for. So I don't know how long I keep that experiment going for before we bin him off and stick Goodrum up front for a run of games. But to be fair, Goodrum's not really done much in this game either. Maybe Andrucci will be back in. Maybe he's the answer. Imagine if after all this time Andrucci is still the answer. Right. Filed. I've got the ball now on their left, our right. If we can get a tackle in here, that would be marvellous. Who is that walking really slowly towards him? I think that was Dixon Bonner. Just didn't even really seem interested in getting the tackle in. And that's a missed header from Tavares. And there's the first goal and it goes to Filed and we're going to lose both of our opening games. And this is a problem. This is a bit... We finished last season so well. That's the problem with having a 5'11" centre-back. He will do that from time to time. Right, Williams is broken, so Colvin can come on for him. Davidson, I think I'm going to bring on Redfern for him and try Goodrum up front with Isa. I think maybe having an old man up there on his own might not be the best thing. And then Dixon Bonner's tired, but we don't have another right back at the club. So for now, he's just going to have to get on with it. Magoma can come off and let Livermore come on and play box to box for a bit. We're going to go attack him. We're going to demand more. We're going to try and remember that these matches are against, like I said, arguably the 2 best teams in the division. But the league table currently has us in 24th place after what I thought was quite a good summer, albeit not yet a finished one. We need to get it finished quickly because the games come so quick early on in these seasons, as we know. If we haven't finished our squad and until the end of August, that's 10 games gone. That's a quarter of the season nearly gone before we finish building our squad. You can't take your time the way you can in the Premier League. And it's going to cost us because we are now playing catch-up on these 2 teams right from the word go. And File didn't drop many points last season, and we're already 6 behind them. Oh, come on. We've got to grab an equaliser here from somebody. Told you he'd be dominant in the air. Forget about missing his headers. He's scored on his debut. Captain Tavares. It's all we needed. The man's already a hero. We're going to stay on attacking. We're going to go for the jugular. We want the win. The demeanour changes massively if we can grab another goal. If Mo Isa goes and scores now, I'm a genius. We're demanding more still. Colvin with the free kick. I feel energised. Muller playing it forward, looking for Kiezu, the club record signing at left back. Just stick it onto Mo Isa's head. I mean, he had the right idea. He's put it in the middle. It is a poor cross, though, and the Filed keeper keeps a hold of it, and he can probably sense the change in atmosphere that goal led to here at Butts Park. And we smell blood. We want a goal. We want the win. We've got 2 minutes left. Just throw the kitchen sink at them, boys. Tavares, proper defending this time. And Goodrum brings the ball down nicely. He's got Isa in the middle. He's got the run forward from Livermore in the middle as well. Redfern to Isa. Oh, and that would have been the moment that justified every decision I've ever made in Football Manager. But it goes wide. In fact, he's saved. And we've got the corner. Goodrum to take. Can Tavares maybe deliver again? Corner coming in from Goodrum. It wasn't even good enough for us to see it. But at least we've not lost. Signs of life. It's like that's like the subtitle of this year's Non-League to Legend. Non-League to Legend 6. Signs of life. Oh, this is a hard save. But fingers crossed, the team starts to come together. And by the time you're back with us in our now traditional end of August 10 games-ish gone position, we'll have a squad of 23 and we'll be in the playoffs. That's the dream. That's where we want to be in 6 or 7 games' time. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.